The mRNA vaccine scam is unravelling, and a top HHS insider is spilling the truth. Shout out to Aussie17 on Substack for clipping this. Dr. Stephen Hatfield, Senior Medical Advisor at the US Department of Health and Human Services, just gave an explosive interview with Dana Parrish. He's a virologist and biodefense expert, serving as a special advisor in the Administration for Strategic Preparedness and Response under HHS Secretary RFK Jr. since early this month. He also worked in the first Trump administration. Hatfield's seen the cover-ups firsthand, and he's calling out the mRNA vaccines for what they are, a dangerous experiment. Dr. Hatfield is crystal clear about one of the mRNA injection's dirtiest secrets, the SV40 enhancer. He knows this genetic afterburner supercharges gene expression like slamming the gas on a car with no brakes. Take a listen to what he has to say.
What is the implication of the DNA, the plasmid DNA in the vaccine?
The problem is your cells have a biochemical mechanism called line-1. And when you see a lot of viral DNA floating around, this is a trigger to your immune system.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't like that. It doesn't like the methylation on it. And what it will try to do is grab part of it, turn it into, if it's RNA, turn it into DNA, and it ends up going back into the chromosome as a transposon. Transposons are jumping genes. You know, like maize,
Mm-hmm.
like real corn,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all different colored kernels.
Sure.
That's what gives the different colored kernels.
Ah.
Lady named Barbara McKendrick got a Nobel Prize for finding that. These are segments of DNA that can jump in and be expressed and then jump out. But sometimes when they jump in or jump out and re-jump in, they end up next to an important gene involved in cancer.
Dr. Hatfield's aware that the SV40 enhancer makes this worse, amplifying genes that can turn your body into a tumor factory. He explains further.
I see. It does seem like there's a lot of concern about the virus causing cancer and potentially the vaccines being oncogenic.
The vaccine particularly so. One of the ends of the viral genome has something like a SV40 enhancer on it. And this makes certain genes express stronger.
Can you explain what that is?
It's kind of like an afterburner for gene expression. Like an airplane, all the flames come out. The thing goes faster because you're just pumping fuel into it. Mm-hmm. Kind of like that. Sort of a rocket assist. But it's this random out of the gene, into the gene, that in random insertions until you disrupt something that's like a pre-oncogene that's very carefully regulated, like a growth gene. And suddenly you get overexpression of this, things like c-Myc, this type of thing. And we find these abnormalities in a lot of tumors. We're also finding spike protein in the tumors months after vaccination.
So do we know, have these tests been done to sort out whether it's the spike from the vaccine versus the spike from the virus?
My understanding it is this spike from the vaccine.
Wow.
Then there's the lipid nanoparticles, the mRNA delivery system. They don't just drop off the spike protein, they disrupt cells, trigger allergic reactions, and damage organs like the heart. They contain polyethylene glycol, antifreeze. The spike protein itself is toxic, making your body attack itself. Quote, "You're making your own poison if you're vaccinated," Hatfield says. This wasn't a vaccine, it was a reckless experiment. Take a listen.
What's the role of the lipid nanoparticles?
You know, there's polyethylene glycol in that preparation. That's antifreeze. The big thing, I think, with the nanoparticles was its immunoreactivity. Mm-hmm. It was triggering allergic reactions in some people. This is why there was always a nurse, supposedly a nurse around, sort of an anaphylaxis.
Was it also causing direct damage to the heart or to other organs?
Yeah, the vaccine particles are disruptive to cells. The fact that you're getting an unregulated amount and your own body is now rushing in to get rid of this spike protein. And the fact that the spike protein itself is toxic.
Right.
And causing issue. So you're making your own poison if you're vaccinated.
And the fallout is brutal. Young men are losing testosterone, vaccine damage to their gonads. Women, spike protein is piling up in their ovaries, and infertility is surging. Hatfield's working with gynecologists on studies to examine ovarian reserve in vaccinated college women, and we'll know the full damage soon. Just look at the recent study Nicholas Holscher highlighted on May 9th, 2025. Rats given human equivalent mRNA doses lost over 60% of their primordial follicles, permanent damage to the egg supply. AMH levels crashed, dying follicles spiked, and inflammation markers soared. If this holds true for humans, we're talking early menopause and infertility on a massive scale. Hatfield is working with Advanced Biological Research Group to dig deeper, and the numbers could be devastating. We're already seeing this happening. Ed Dowd comments today, seriously guys, this is just getting absurd. Naomi Wolf warned about these kinds of issues from her team's review of the Pfizer papers and effects on women. If this is true in humans, we have a potential gigantic demographic time bomb globally. Just halt the jabs and investigate. And that is, of course, in relation to this latest study that Nick Holscher has shared. And we agree wholeheartedly. We've been saying it until we're blue in the face. This is not about party loyalty or loyalty to RFK Jr. or Trump or absolutely anyone. These injections are a global disaster. And you may say, well, barely anyone is getting them anymore. Sure, but what about those who are or have in the past? And the fact that these have been proven to shed on the rest of us. Are you comfortable with knowing that you've either been injected with something this evil or that it has been shed onto you against your will? There is absolutely no excuse to continue having these in circulation any longer. We're encouraged to see Dr. Hatfield talking about these facts so plainly. Now we need to hear it from RFK Jr. himself. Ban these shots.
Do you believe, or do you know that shedding can occur in individuals who have been vaccinated or infected?
I found it very difficult to believe, but then again, your skin is loaded with Langerhans cells, not the ones in your pancreas. These are immune presenting cells. You're everywhere. And you saw that Ebola virus could be shed through the skin.
Yes.
So yeah, shedding this thing. Yeah. And all vaccines aren't like this. This was highly experimental. It had never been tried in humans on a large scale before.